Here they are. The soul-searing bacterias of a new disease.
Okay, so we are now live. It should be anyway. I think so. So happy Easter there, Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are my Easter bunny ears.
Yeah. A dog dick sunrise
Every
day of my life.
Every fucking day, man. I swear to God.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, bud.
Yeah, happy Easter. So what have you been into?
Oh, man. Mostly just staying at home, trying to write music, being frustrated. I hit a wall the other week, and I haven't been able to get out of it. It's driving me crazy.
I can understand that. You know, I've been working on the same chapter of something for months. So yeah. I can completely understand that. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the Maggot Vision episode number 3. And today we're going to be talking about a very extra special movie. But before we do, let's get the promotional material out of the way. Bad Things, novel I wrote. Crazy ass shit, starring Seth's band. And I am so proud of that book. I can't tell you. I absolutely love that. And I am so glad that you participated in it.
Absolutely.
I'll be proud of that till the day I die, dude. So
it's a beautiful piece.
Oh, thank you.
It's better than Fucker of the Dead.
Yeah. So I had I don't really have much to show and tell this week. I didn't really buy much as far as movies go. I did get a new Blu-ray player. It's capable of playing Blu-rays from overseas. So stuff that isn't released in the United States, I can now play it. And so cool. I did pick up, well, this is one of the movies that's notoriously not available in the United States. And that is Dawn of the Dead, the original, all 3 cuts of the movie.
Wow.
This movie's so important to me. Like when it comes to like movies in general, that is like within my top 10. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to start collecting Blu-rays in the first place. Cause you know, it's like you can stream a bootleg of it on YouTube and all that, but like, you know, it's like, this is comprehensive, has like all the documentaries and everything. Can't play it on a US player, but I got one that's like been modified. So that's basically been my big purchase of the month. And I've already broken into it and already watched the European cut. I don't know if the elements of the movie are just kind of trashed or whatever, but like the Argento cut, which I've seen numerous times, doesn't look much better than the DVD that Anchor Bay put out years and years ago. Mm-hmm. But like there's the director's cut and the extended cut, and they're supposed to be in pristine shape. So like, and there's other movies that aren't available here, like Deranged is not available in the US. It's only available in UK. So like that'll definitely be something I'll pick up. But other than that, so you suggested that we watch Combat Shock for episode 3.
Combat Shock. More action than Rambo. More terror than the Terminator.
I love you.
More gut-wrenching violence than Commando. Combat Shock, an explosive film you'll never forget.
And you know, I have not seen that movie since college, and you know, I have a little bit of a relationship with Trauma, and you know, I used to go on benders watching Trauma movies back in the day, and the first time I watched it was like I think it was on VHS back, you know, right out of high school maybe. And like most trauma movies are like really tongue in cheek, and there's some of this, some of that combat shock, but like it seems more unintentional because I think like there's a very sincere, uh, a sincere attempt to make a serious story, but like there's some production things about the movie that make it just a little bit on the silly side, which in a way makes it even more rude.
That fucking kid.
Yeah, it's like you got like this okay, to like back up, movies about Frankie. He's got home from the Vietnam War. The war really fucked with his head. He's been exposed to Agent Orange. The Agent Orange caused his kid to be born completely mutated, and like the baby looks like something out of Eraserhead. And he's in a completely loveless marriage, and they're about to be evicted, and they don't know what they're going to do. And so, like most of the movie, he walks around the city where it seems like only 12 people live there. He's always interacting with it's like all the complete strangers are like the same people we saw earlier, and like the entire town is like filled with mafia, drug dealers, junkies, and losers. And
Classic.
Frankie is one of the losers, and the war has completely messed up his mind, and he just wanders the city hoping that things will get better, but clearly they don't. And and then it just escalates into something very dreadful and terrible by the end of the movie.
Yeah, you can say that.
And it just kicks you in the nuts. But yeah, good suggestion. I haven't seen this one in a long fucking time.
Yeah, I watched it a couple times because I liked it so much. But each time, about every 15 minutes, I would forget I'm watching a trauma film.
Yeah. Like there's some things that stick out. Like, was it his junkie friend Luke? The acting performance is a little bit over the top, and like there's the music cues of the movie are a little bit dubious. And so like there's things like that remind me that, yeah, this is, something being distributed by Trauma. But like, yeah, it's like the darkest trauma movie out there. I think like the only movie out there that might be a little bit, darker is ironically Surf Nazis Must Die. Maybe kind of dark, like you'd think it'd be something silly, but it's kind of dark. I remember. And then of course there's Jessica Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
But the it's I have a couple friends out there that like have like nothing but deep-seated reverence for combat shock. So like I'm not going to delve too much into the details simply because like I'm not really qualified. But it's like there's odd choices. It's like Frankie goes to try to get some unemployment insurance, and like the social worker there has like a Dawn of the Dead poster on the wall and shit like that. It's like what?
Highly professional.
Yeah. But there's a lot of it's well done. It was directed by Buddy G. And he went on to like,
love that name.
Yeah, he has like a kind of a prolific career. I was like, I was doing a little bit of reading some interviews with him. Like he's now in Berlin or something, and like he's made some movies working with Tim Roth and stuff. So like he came a long way. But like this isn't I don't want to call this movie humble because like it goes for the throat in a lot of ways. It just it's a complete downward spiral of a movie that ends in like one of the darkest and bleakest kind of ways possible.
Yeah, it actually,
And
I was surprised. I'm serious. I
yeah,
won't say what it
yeah,
was, but yeah, it surprised me.
yeah. Well, the only hint I'll give is that this movie, according to the director himself, he was inspired by the song "Frankie Teardrop" by Suicide,
Yes,
and
yeah,
one of Bruce Springsteen's favorite songs, and it's about a man who gets fired from his job, gets into a desperate place, and does something terrible, and finds himself in hell. And
great lyrics.
yeah, it's a lot of ways the most terrifying song ever written, and and
Definitely one of
uh,
Suicide's darker tracks for sure.
yeah, and you could Frankie Teardrop, the main character's name is Frankie in Combat Shop. So like the influence of that song is felt all the way through. So like it's
Absolutely.
so
What did
man,
you say? You had a good. You mentioned something the other day where you were shitting on the phone with each other. It was if you're a fan of like Taxi Driver and Street Trash,
yeah,
that might be.
yeah, the movie is very much like the bastard child of Taxi Driver and Street Trash. That's
Great movie. Yeah.
that's the best way to describe it. And like about 2/3 of the way in, after Frankie has crossed the line and he's dealt with his loan shark mafia friends, it goes completely into Taxi Driver territory. And I think like the moment that really starts to happen is like when he comes across a child prostitute on the street, and he's trying to lift her spirits or whatever, but like it's like the entire world has been sort of devolving around him as it is, and he just he has a breaking point and decides he's going to rob a woman, and follows her near the railroad tracks. And from there it's completely in Taxi Driver territory. And that's it's a real gut punch for sure. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
I was actually taken aback by the ending, man. You know
Yeah.
what scene I'm talking about, but I was like, good God, man, should I look away?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's he
Well,
gonna do next?
and like this movie, is dealing with PTSD essentially,
Sure, yeah.
and like it delves pretty heavily into the Vietnam War, and
Opening scene is crazy, dude. That's a
oh
great
yeah,
scene.
well all the flashback scenes are really well done,
Hmm.
and
That
you
music.
know, oh yeah, the scene where like he's having finger torture, and he's in the box with all the he's in the box with the maggots and all that, and it gets it's pretty messed up, and it's like the Vietnam War really changed the landscape on horror movies in general. It's
Yeah, it
like
did. Mhm.
it's like the German expressionist films of the 20s were sort of reactionary to World War One, and then after World War II, everything sort of became atomic monsters and mad scientists. So like you had like decades of atomic creatures and giant brains and shit. But the Vietnam War and Charles Manson in particular um, really shattered all that, and that's when you started to see movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like the killers were homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
And so you started to see more and more of that infiltrate into the horror genre in particular, and that continued on. And I think that Combat Shock came out in 1986, so it's sort of at the tail end of that sort of thing. But like it very much falls into like how things change. Like you go into the 90s, everybody became complacent. We ended up with movies like Scream, and like genres go through stages of a lifespan. And I forget which analyst brought this up, but like there's 4 stages. Like you have like the burgeoning stage where like a genre is sort of being developed, and then you have like the mastery stage where like the genre has fallen into its own, and then you have like the late stage where genre devolves into parody, and that's where the 90s came in, and then 9/11 came, and then we started to see movies. Yeah, so we started, and people were being desensitized by what they were seeing on TV, so we ended up seeing torture porn. We started seeing Hostel and Saw, and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
So
it went along great with all the ISIS bullshit.
Yeah. So Combat Shock in a lot of ways is sort of like a throwback to
Combat Shack.
Combat Shack.
Yeah, dude.
A Millhouse Rex film.
Yeah.
Combat Shack.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
I'm gonna come up with a short story called Combat Shack.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's great. So it's like a lot of Vietnam movies. I mean, you had like tons of Vietnam movies that were coming out. I mean, like Taxi Driver was the main. Travis Bickle was a Vietnam vet. But then we went into the 80s, and we saw movies like Platoon and like
Hamburger Hill.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket. But then you had like these low budget movies, and like there were a lot that were made as Hong Kong productions, I think. And then you had like others just straight to video kind of stuff, which the movie that is in Bad Things, Get Your Ass to Nam, is sort of based off of that sort of stuff. And it's like here's one of them. It's Siege at Firebase Gloria with Wings Hauser and Arlie Ermey, and that is it's completely over the top and completely gory and completely inappropriate. Like there's a scene where you see like Arlie Ermey coming to see his platoon, and he's carrying like 2 severed heads in his hands. And those are like former platoon members that just got killed.
Anyone know who these belong to? This is Corporal Miller. He's dead. Hell, the whole gun crew is dead. And to add insult to injury, Charlie took the 50 fucking caliber machine gun with him. I don't have any respect for Corporal Miller anymore because he allowed his troops to relax. They let their guard down for 5 fucking minutes, and Charlie took advantage of it. Look at him, goddammit! Pay attention. Stay alert. Stay alive. It's as simple as that.
And he's like, do you want this to happen to you? Watch your ass. Great.
Leave it to that trick, man.
Yeah, man. It's
Hauser is full on awe.
Yeah. So I got the VHS of that. Yeah, we really should have Nam Night. Sometime soon.
Yeah, man.
Sometime soon. I rambled on too much, dude. Do you have anything to add to all this?
Other than I would recommend this film to anybody, again, who likes street trash. If you like stuff like that, if you like grime, raw grime, filth, check it out. It's good.
Yeah. I completely took control. I completely took control of this conversation. I didn't mean to do that, dude.
No, that's okay. I was admiring what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh man.
But So Nom Night, I'm dead serious about that.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Not yet. I'm not really in the mood to like rip my guts out for something like that. But
How about 1975 to 1985? We'll go in that bracket of movies.
yeah, and
75 to 85.
I'll have to dig up some stuff, and now that'll be like a few months down the line. You know, maybe it might be just month. Yeah, I mean, like that's
dude.
yeah. So like we'll do that for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we plowed through this movie tonight. I really don't have much more to add to it. I mean, like I could heap more accolades onto it, or I can condemn it for being exploitive trash. But it's it's a movie that sort of like lives in its own little world, and you're either going to admire it for what it is, or you're going to hate it. It's going to be one of those two, I think.
The psychotic sense can kind of get to your nerves after a while.
Yeah.
Little arpeggiator from hell.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, is that like there's some dubious choices to the production that like keep it from being deadly serious, but that's part of the charm, because it's like the subject matter is so serious for it to like delve into something like that, and particularly where it goes by the end, is just completely inappropriate, and that's probably the best word I'd give the movie, is inappropriate. So
it's sensitive topic.
Absolutely right. So out of 5 balls, how many balls would you give this movie?
Man, I'm gonna at least give it 3.5, maybe 4 balls. But I'm the nod guy, so I'm gonna say 3.5. But that's pretty good.
I'm gonna go 4 hairy, 1 shaved.
Okay, all right. Make that 2 Botoxed and 1 tattooed ball.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
With an 8 ball.
There you go. Yeah. 8 ball tattoo.
8 ball tattoo. Oh, rude.
It'd be like that guy with the Mr. Ice tattoos. Yeah. Oh. So, okay, well, everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for coming back. I will have some Cape shit material probably before this, just simply because I have, a lot of my fans expect the Cape shit. So, like, I'm probably going to get an episode of Low Tide for this episode comes out. So, but Seth, once again, thank you for coming by. And yeah, we blew right through this material.
Nope, no problem. Yeah, man.
And again, like next time we do something like this, if I get exuberant about the topic, and you want to chime in, please tell me to shut up.
Oh no, I'm just enjoying listening to you, man. You got away with speaking sense. But yeah, we'll bullshit more. We'll bullshit better.
Oh yeah. But I think sometimes an episode needs to be lean and mean, and I think this one was kind of it. So
yeah,
and
I didn't even get a chance to get my voice censored by your hilarious cartoon noises yet. So we'll do it next time.
Well, just spew something now. There you go. Great. So I'll catch up with you soon. We'll discuss what's next. Man, it is Easter, but I'm already getting a little bit of the whiff of the Arizona summer. Man, it's going to be brutal. We're going to have to come up with an alternative for that.
Yeah.
Because this garage.
This whole summer for the U.S. is supposed to be pretty fucking hot. So
yeah, this. Yeah, we're going to be having to rate with sweaty balls
Yeah,
come a month or two.
we can do that.
We
Any
can
kind
do
of
that.
balls.
We can plug right through. Just keep that in mind. So anyway, I will catch up with you in a couple days. Everybody
Okay,
on the
senor.
channel. Everybody on the channel. Sorry, I've been away for so long, but like things have been going on, so I will catch up with all of you probably
Excellent.
probably sooner rather than later. So the final
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. All right, man. I'll see you soon.
I'll see
Thanks.
you soon. I'll call you tomorrow.